first impression was that she did not look like the girl who would leave a sunflower on a man's table, nor put one behind a dog's collar. My second impression, simultaneous with the first, was that she was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. She stood just outside my door in the sunlight. Her hair was very black, parted in the middle and done in 2 knots on the back of her head. Her skin was the color of old ivory, her eyes very large and dark. The next thing which I was unsure was which I was aware was Chief. He was growling, but uncertainly, as if confused. At once I realized this could not be the person Chief had permitted to touch him. She motioned, indicating I should follow, so I stepped to the door and watched her walk to the kiva. With a walk like that, she had no need to beckon. Yet I hesitated. Chief was holding back, pressing against my leg, as if to prevent my going. There was something here he distrusted, and rightly so. She paused at the kiva's edge to look back, and when she saw me standing still in the ruin's door, she beckoned again. I shook my head. For an instant I thought I glimpsed a flicker of irritation on her face. But it might have been my imagination. Beautiful as she certainly was, yet quote-unquote striking might have been a better description. However, there was about her a subtle sense of evil, foreboding. Despite her beauty, every sense in me warned me I should shrink from her, that I should draw back, that here was evil. Her clothing seemed to be that of the same material the cardigan left me by the girl of the sunflowers, but of a finer thread, figured with an Indian motif, but much more sophisticated than any American Indian garment I had ever seen. She wore turquoise jewelry of the finest quality. "You have fear of me?" Her voice was low, a lovely sound, holding a little invitation, a little taunting. Unwittingly and knowing not what to say, I said the wrong thing. "I must wait. I have builders coming to work on my house." My gesture took in the area. "No!" Her tone was strident. "There must be no one. No one, do you comprehend? I'm sorry, this land is mine. I shall build a home here." "What do you say? This land is yours?" "All land belongs..." She broke off suddenly. "Come." Her tone was imperious. "I show you." "I cannot," I repeated. From her manner, I gathered she was not accustomed to refusal, but in the situation she was obviously uncertain how to deal with it. "Now come, or you will be sent for. You will bring the wrath upon you." A moment I hesitated. She hesitated, and then she descended into the kiva and disappeared. Instantly I had the impression that I should get away as far away as possible, and as quickly as it could be done. 10 minutes later, this book tucked into my pocket, I was hurrying down the trail. My 4-wheel drive vehicle was waiting at the end of the road, not far away, a rarely used trail. I had almost reached it when someone hissed at me from the clump of rocks and juniper. Turning sharply, I faced a slender, lovely girl with a sunflower in her hair. "No, they wait for you. You must not go." What do they want from me?" "They wish nobody here. They take you. They get from you all, and they kill." "Who are you?" "I am Kawazi. I am runaway. They find me, they kill." "But you speak English." "I speak small. Old man, tell me words." But she spoke English too, the other one. "Then they have 4 hands, people who speak." "No more." "4 hands." She held up her hands, closed her fingers, then opened them. 4 hands, 20 people. We go now, I show." Turning quickly, she went down through the rocks, rounding a boulder into an ancient path. Steep and narrow, it led to down the river. Into the shadow of the cliff, she hesitated. "You must cross river or wait until darkness and float down the great lake. What will you do?" "I'll go back if I can. It is not always, only through Kiva as always. That's not possible for me." "You come through at another place?" "It is some place, only some time." She gestured. "Long time past my people live all about here. Bad times come, much dry, wild wander about people come. They fight us, take our corn. Some people walk away, some go to old place where we come from and before. Much evil there." "But you are not evil." "I'm not. She is. She had very polite place. We fear, you fear too. You sleep with her, you die. She is poison woman. Are you Indian? What is Indian? I do not know Indian. You're people who lived here. Where? Nobody lived here. Special to gods. Priests come from to plant witch plants on this mesa. My folk live far away. Big house, big cave, many house. On the other side, we have big house, many rooms. Here all fall to pieces, I think. Cliff dwellers. They could have been. The Hopi had a legend they had come into this world through a hole in the ground. Might have been from another dimension? From what some call a parallel world? And your people now, over there. Many are gone. They are slaves or dead. It is evil over there. You spoke of the woman who came from me as poison woman. What did you mean? From childhood they feed on poisons. Not enough to kill, but enough to make free of poison. They special to the gods. Their flesh is soaked with the poison from secret herbs. They do not die, but any man who lies with them dies. When a man has an enemy, he sends a poison woman to him. Until it grew dark, we hid along the rocks in the juniper, and although some searchers came close, they did not find us. Then they worked our way east by old trails, scarcely seen in the light. Friday, I have returned. I have escaped them from the moment. I have hidden what was possible in a map as well. Mike, if you get this, for God's sake, help us. Kawazi urged me to cross the river, but I was sure we could escape with them without that. We were more than 20 miles from a paved road, and I wanted one more attempt at my Jeep. Under cover of darkness, we got close. Nobody seemed near. Leaping into the Jeep, I thrust my key into the ignition, and the Jeep roared life. With a shout, I rushed from the darkness, but the car leaped forward. I struck a man across the face, and we were away. A mile down on the road, we turned into another track. Town, when we reached it, was more than 60 miles away and safe, or so I believed. We ate in a small restaurant, almost at closing time. Kawazi asked many questions about the cafe, car, buses. I explained about ordering meals, buying tickets and clothing. Taking money from my pocket, I gave her $100 and some change. If anything happens to me, get my book to Mike Racklin at Tamarin. It is not possible. They are here. The shadow flickered by my window. I went to the cash register. A stout, bald-headed man in an apron came to take my money. I paid him. Friend, I am Eric Hokard. I am building southwest of here, and I need a gun. Have you got one? He just looked at me. Mister, I got a gun. Everybody hears about me has one. I wouldn't lend my gun to anybody. Turning, I looked outside. My Jeep stood waiting. Nobody was near. Kawazi was gone.